If you got confused when solving absolute value inequalities, which one you select, and situation or all situation, if you suffer from that problem, if that seems to be your boggle, so this video for you. Stick around and keep watching. Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel MathMastery. Today we will shed lights on how to solve absolute value inequalities and when we select AND situation and OR situation. So let's get started. First, we have to know what is the meaning of the absolute value. When I say the absolute value of 3, what is the meaning of the absolute value of 3? And when I say the absolute value of -3, what is the meaning of the absolute value of -3? In fact, it means how far the number is away from 0. So, for example, the absolute value of 3 means the distance between 3 and 0, which is 3. And the absolute value of -3 means the distance between -3 and 0, which is 3 also. So, when I say the absolute value of x is equal to 3, that means x maybe is equal to 3. Or maybe is equal to -3. And when I say the absolute value of x is less than 3, that means what are the numbers their absolute value is less than 3? You'll find all the numbers in between -3 and 3 will satisfy that. And when I say the absolute value of x is greater than 3, that means what are the numbers their absolute value is greater than 3. If you can't check, you can pause the video here and solve it yourself. Did you get it? I can split it into two inequalities. The first one will be x is less than -3 or x is greater than 3. Remember, when I say the word less than, you'll select AND inequality. And when I say greater than, you will select OR. Let's take an example. The absolute value of 3x plus 2 is less than 7. Remember, because we have the sign less than, so I will write the word AND. And I will split the inequality into two inequalities. The first one will be the original inequality without the bars. It means 3x plus 2 is less than 7. And the second inequality will be the same, 3x plus 2, but just we will flip the sign. Here is a smaller than, it will be greater than, and we will change the sign of the number. Here is 7, it will be -7. And if you are wondering why we do that, because we write that expression inside the bars of the absolute value in positive and in negative. And when we write it in negative, it will be -3x plus 2 is less than 7. And if you want to get rid of -1, you will divide both sides by -1. So here is divided by -1, and also here divided by -1. And when you divide by negative, you will change the sign of the inequality. The direction will change the sign. So 3x plus 2 is greater than 7 divided by -1 is -7. And that's why we flip the sign and we change the sign of the number. Now we have two inequalities. 3x plus 2 is less than 7. 2 will cancel 2. So 3x is less than 7 minus 2 is 5. And I will divide by 3. So x is less than 5 over 3. And the second inequality will be 3x plus 2 is greater than negative 7, and I will subtract 2 from both sides. So here is minus 2 and also here minus 2. Now 3x is greater than negative 7 minus 2 is negative 9. So I will divide both sides by 3. So here is divided by 3 and also here divided by 3. Now x is greater than negative 9 divided by 3 is negative 3. Negative 3 will be on the left because it's a negative number. It's less than 5 over 3. So here's negative 3 and here is 5 over 3. Negative 3 doesn't have an equal sign, so it will be open, and also 5 over 3. And because you have the word and, so I will shade the part between negative 3 and 5 over 3, overlapping here between negative 3 and 5 over 3. So this is the solution. Negative 3 and 5 over 3. And we will use the parentheses because they are open circles. The absolute value of 4x minus 12 is greater than or equal 16. And here is a greater than, so I will use the word or. The first inequality will be 4x minus 12 is greater than or equal 16. And the second inequality will flip the sign of the direction, or will change the sign, and also will change the sign of the number. So it will be 4x minus 12 is less than or equal to negative 16. The first inequality, I will add 12 to both sides. So 12 will cancel 12. So 4x is greater than or equal to 16 plus 12 is 28. And now I can divide by 4. So x is equal to or greater than or equal to 28 divided by 4 is 7. And here in the second inequality, I will add 12. So 12 will cancel negative 12. So 4x is less than or equal to 12 minus 16 is negative 4. Divide both sides by 4. So here is divided by 4 and also here divided by 4. So x is less than or equal negative 4 divided by 4 is negative 1. And here on the number line, here is negative 1 will be on the left and 7 will be on the right. X is less than or equal negative 1. Here is negative 1 with closed circle, and go to the left because x is less than. And here x is greater than or equal to 7 with closed circle, and go to the right because it's greater than. And that's when we have the word or. So the solution is negative infinity and negative 1 union 7 and infinity. The absolute value of 5x plus 2 is less than or equal negative 2. And because you have the negative number here, so you can check what is the meaning of the absolute value of 5x plus 2 is less than or equal to negative 2. The absolute value of any number is 0 or a positive number. So can 0 be less than or equal to negative 2? No. And what about the positive number? If we selected any positive number like 3, can be less than or equal to negative 2? No. So there is no solution for this problem, or null set. The absolute value of 4x minus 2 is greater than negative 6. It's the same. Let's check 0 and any positive number like 5. 0 will be greater than negative 6 and also 5 will be greater than negative 6. So all real numbers will be solution for this problem. So the solution is all real numbers. In this example, negative 6 plus 3, the absolute value of 5x minus 1 is less than negative 3. At the first glance, maybe you would think that because it's less than negative 3, so there is no solution for this problem. But in fact, we have to get rid of negative 6 and 3 to isolate the absolute value. So I will add 6 to both sides, plus 6, plus 6. Now we have 3, the absolute value of 5x minus 1 is less than or equal negative 3 plus 6 is 3. We didn't isolate the absolute value yet, so I will divide both sides by 3. Divided by 3, divided by 3. Now the absolute value of 5x minus 1 is less than or equal to 3 over 3, which is 1. The sign is less than or equal, so it will be and. 5x minus 1 is less than or equal to 1. This is the original inequality. And the second inequality, we will flip the sign and we will change the sign of the number. 5x minus 1 is greater than or equal to negative 1. Add 1 to both sides. So 5x is less than or equal, 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. And divided by 5, so x is less than or equal to 2 over 5. For the second inequality, I will add 1. So 5x is greater than or equal to negative 1 plus 1 is 0. Divided by 5, so x is greater than or equal to 0. And here on the number line, we have 0, which is smaller, and 2 over 5, which is bigger, with closed circles. And I will shade the part between them. So the solution is 0 and 2 over 5. And don't forget to write down the brackets. I hope you enjoyed this lesson today. If you have a question, don't forget to put it in the comments below. See you next time.